The EV revolution has felt like a high-speed sprint, hasn't it? If you look at the headlines, the story seems like it's already been written. The narrative we've all been fed is that the future belongs entirely to Silicon Valley disruptors, relentless innovators like Tesla, or rapid growth giants like BYD. We're told that the legacy automakers are dinosaurs, slowly sinking into the tar pits of automotive history, desperately trying to catch up to a game they didn't invent. But what if that entire narrative is wrong? What if the quietest player in the room wasn't actually falling behind, but was simply watching, waiting, and calculating their perfect moment to strike? Enter the Toyota BZ4X Touring. At a passing glance, it might just look like another electric SUV blending into traffic, but make no mistake, this vehicle represents a seismic shift. It is a calculated, deeply strategic move from a company that has built its empire not on being the first to jump off a cliff, but by building the safest bridge across it. The question we need to ask isn't just why Toyota, the undisputed king of hybrids, is suddenly pushing so aggressively into the pure electric space. The real question is, what do they know that the rest of the market doesn't? Is this just another car, or is it a blueprint that could completely rewrite the rules of the EV landscape in the coming decade? To understand the magnitude of what is happening, we have to look at the sheer scale of the board Toyota is playing on. This isn't just a car company, it is an omnipresent global force. From the sprawling highways of the United States to the crowded streets of India, from the unforgiving terrains of the Middle East to the winding roads of Europe, Toyota is woven into the very fabric of global mobility. If there is a patch of drivable land on this planet, there's a Toyota conquering it. In places where absolute reliability is a matter of survival, names like the Fortuner and Innova aren't just vehicles, they are institutions of trust. In Europe, they've mastered efficiency, making hybrid technology the gold standard. Because of this unparalleled global footprint, Toyota cannot afford the luxury of reckless experimentation. They must engineer vehicles that survive every extreme of weather, every disastrous road condition, and every conceivable driving habit. So when a vehicle like the BZ4X Touring makes its initial debut in Japan, it is not an accident. It is a meticulously planned deployment. Japan is Toyota's fortress, a home market where consumers are notoriously unforgiving when it comes to reliability and quality. Releasing an EV here first is the ultimate trial by fire. It's a real-world crucible where hype means absolutely nothing and unwavering trust is everything. If the BZ4X Touring can conquer the expectations of the Japanese market, it proves it is hardened and ready for a relentless global rollout. But to really grasp Toyota's electric strategy, we have to address the elephant in the room, the accusation that they were late to the EV party. For years, critics have pointed fingers, claiming Toyota missed the boat while Tesla was busy redefining the automobile. But the truth is far more fascinating. Toyota wasn't lagging, they were studying. They were fighting a silent war, deliberately choosing not to rush into a pure electric market that was plagued by severe infrastructure gaps, unstable battery supply chains, and massive questions about long-term degradation. While the disruptors were sprinting blindly into the pure EV race, Toyota was quietly perfecting the underlying science of electrification through hybrids. For over 2 decades, starting with the legendary Prius, Toyota has been putting high-voltage batteries, complex thermal management systems, and electric motors into the hands of millions of everyday drivers. They have gathered a mountain of real-world data on how batteries age, how they handle extreme temperatures, and how they degrade over a decade of use. They built a bridge to the future, indirectly preparing the global masses for electrification, all while ensuring their brand's reputation for invincibility remained spotless. They knew that mass adoption of pure EVs would fail if the cars couldn't last. Their philosophy is not about capturing the market through sheer speed, it is about capturing the market through unbreakable trust. This is a marathon, not a sprint. This philosophy fundamentally changes how we look at battery technology. When you buy an EV, the true heartbeat of the machine isn't the electric motor, it's the battery. And right now, the industry is obsessed with flashy, headline-grabbing numbers. Who can charge the fastest? Who has the absurd 0 to 60 time? Who can squeeze out the absolute maximum theoretical range? The battery in the Toyota BZ4X Touring refuses to play that game. It features a highly advanced lithium-ion pack, but its engineering brief wasn't to win a spec sheet war. It was designed to outlast the competition. In the real world, the darkest shadow hanging over the EV industry is battery degradation. What good is a blistering fast-charging car if 5 years down the line its range has plummeted and it requires a ruinously expensive battery replacement? Toyota's approach is entirely focused on thermal stability. Heat is the ultimate killer of lithium-ion cells. Drawing on their decades of hybrid mastery, Toyota engineered an incredibly sophisticated cooling and thermal management system for the BZ4X. It actively prevents the battery from experiencing the extreme temperature spikes that cause long-term cellular damage. They deliberately restrict the battery from operating at extreme stressful limits. They trade the fleeting thrill of aggressive ultra-fast charging and hyper-performance for something infinitely more valuable to a normal car owner: a consistent, reliable lifespan. Toyota wants this SUV to feel just as capable, just as reliable, and just as predictable on day 3,000 as it did on day 1. They are building cars for the reliable tomorrow, not just the wow factor of today. This focus on long-term comfort extends perfectly into the vehicle's design philosophy. Step back and look at the BZ4X Touring. Notice what it isn't? It isn't a spaceship. It doesn't look like a prop from a science fiction movie, and that is perhaps its most brilliant psychological weapon. In their rush to signal that we are living in the future, many automakers are designing EVs that look completely alien. They are intimidating, strange, and functionally confusing. But Toyota understands human psychology. When asking a consumer to make a massive leap into brand new technology, the worst thing you can do is make the experience feel terrifyingly unfamiliar. The biggest hurdle to mass EV adoption isn't just the sticker price or the charging network, it's the mental barrier. People are afraid of the unknown. By wrapping state-of-the-art electric architecture in the familiar, comforting proportions of a traditional SUV, Toyota is neutralizing that fear. The BZ4X feels sturdy, practical, and inviting. It makes the customer say, "Yes, I can easily see my family in this." It takes the anxiety out of the transition. The Touring designation isn't just a trim level, it's a statement of intent. It means this vehicle is designed for the real world, for long highway stretches, for carrying luggage, for family road trips. It bridges the gap between premium aspiration and everyday usability. It isn't a fragile tech toy, it's a dependable daily companion that just happens to run on electricity. So, does this make the BZ4X Touring the mythical Tesla killer? Honestly, no. But that's because Toyota isn't trying to be Tesla. They are playing an entirely different game. In the modern automotive arena, we are witnessing a massive clash of philosophies. On one side, you have the Silicon Valley mindset, championed by Tesla. It is a software-first philosophy. To a Tesla owner, a car is a highly advanced piece of consumer electronics. It is defined by its massive screens, its relentless over-the-air updates, and the promise of a future where the car drives itself. It is thrilling, ever-evolving, and unpredictable. If a feature isn't perfect today, a software patch will fix it tomorrow. It appeals to early adopters and tech enthusiasts who view occasional software glitches or service delays as an acceptable trade-off for living on the bleeding edge of innovation. On the other side, you have Toyota. This is the engineering-first philosophy. For Toyota, a car is fundamentally a physical machine meant to transport human lives safely and reliably for years on end. They do not view their customers as beta testers. Their priority is hardware perfection. When a Toyota leaves the factory floor, the expectation is that the mechanical and electrical systems will function flawlessly without needing constant digital band-aids. Tesla wins the battle of raw innovation and initial excitement, but Toyota is fighting for the crown of long-term consistency, predictable maintenance, and unshakable peace of mind. They know that while the thrill of a new tech feature fades, the appreciation for a car that never, ever breaks only grows over time. Toyota's value proposition isn't about giving you a new parlor trick in your infotainment screen. It's about providing a stress-free ownership experience and rock-solid resale value a decade into the future. The future of mobility is not a winner-take-all scenario. It is a deeply fractured market driven by what consumers truly value in their hearts. Some will always chase